We're gonna need a new theme song.
Well, the top side streets are a dangerous place, so you better tune in to a credible face like this one. Yeah, this one. And you know he's not alone, and they're coming in hot. We got a Lake So Stan and a guy who really likes baseball. I don't know why he likes baseball. We got legs and a guy in a pursuit. We're making money up YouTube clips, big ticket flips. We got potential to grow. He's in the NBA. What else can I say? You gotta get in the know. Even Washington's inside game. Live talking flag. Why are you selling so low? Those Canadian bacon and friends. Fun never ends. Come on and get on the show. Big hole, big hole, big hole, big hole.
People are freaking out enough. Why not? Lose my mind. What is happening?
This is not financial advice.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Morning Marketplace. It is Wednesday, but it's also officially the first NFL show that we're doing. So if you are like, Mike, give me the hoops because you just did an intro that was specifically geared towards basketball, well, shove it, because Wednesday's NFL All Day for the foreseeable future. And like I said earlier in the announcement, we're probably going to be adding a second football show as we get closer to the season. So if you're new for the football content, hell yeah, welcome. And if you're not, just buckle up, baby, because it's football day. I will say towards the end of the show, I do want to chat a little bit about Vegas. And also Janie was I think it was in the Nine Lives Lounge Discord last night, dropping some information. I want to go over some of that as well. But we're going to start the day and spend most of the day in the gridiron. 7 hours of football coming at you. All right, who do we have here this morning? I see Jump Shot, Devlar's here, Fenny on his gosh darn birthday. Happy birthday, Fenny. We the people in the house. Who else? Who else do we got here? Devlar already said you. Borland, F it Nico, Regulator, Smurf Diesel. Let's go, Smurf Diesel. DC1, the big ticket himself, Pack Trip, Airplane Mode, JK's, F it Nico. Who else? Stubbs, good morning. Garen's here. Rowdy Rod, Snoopaloop, 90s fan, good to see you this morning. Jordan, Mac Attack, the Top Shot, Common Man, S. Kelly, Ricky Ricardo, K. Dunn, Damon's here. Artemis in the house. Oh my gosh, there's so many comments that just scroll down. JT, Thomas, JJL, Scotch in hand. I like to pretend that it's 9 o'clock where you're having a Scotch in hand, but I know you're on the other side of the country, mate. That was a terrible accent. Raf's here. All day Nick. Let's go all day Nick. Orion's here. Brother Fabs, Jan Kirby, T Adams, ATC. Who else? Who else do we got? Big D816. Ryan's here. Will, Milo, Breakfast Cereals. Who else? Shane is here. Jen might be. There's so many people. Let's go. DJ Local, Sandra, I see you. Oh, Janie was in the VIP. My bad. My bad, everybody. My bad. Don't cancel me. Marthans is here. Patrick, Jeff G. Wow. Okay, let's go. I think I caught up. We're just doing it. That's what we're doing now. We're caught up. Thank you for being here. If you haven't liked the stream, do that. If you're new, subscribe to Team Hold. Join the Discord. Hug your family. Do all the things you need to do. I'm excited. Listen, you want to know what was kind of cool and also a little bit alarming. So I'm curious. I would love some feedback from the chat right now. I was ready to dive in to some content over the last couple of days. When I was like, all right, we're going to focus on some NFL All Day stuff. I was ready. I was like, let me read up on stuff. Guys, I don't think there's a lot of stuff out there yet. So I'd be curious what you guys are doing when you're going for NFL All Day content. I'd be curious, like, how are you guys diving in to stuff? Because I was like, I've seen there's a couple blog posts. Like, I think the NFL All Day comms people are doing good stuff, getting some information out. But when I was like, where am I going to dig into stuff? I don't know. I don't know if there's a lot of stuff out there right now. And if there is some stuff, please direct me towards it because I would like to take in some more stuff. And yeah, I want to know, is anybody in the chat? Also, JK is just doing the Lord's work, saying, don't forget to give a like already. Also, Janie's watching. Shout out, Janie. Thanks for being here. Also tweeting it out. There we go. That's honestly, you guys should be doing that. All right. You guys want to be liking the streams and subscribes. Everyone should be tweeting out every morning that you're watching the show. All right, I think All Day is doing a good job of the challenge. Okay, that's about the challenges. I'm looking for more of the content, guys. Yeah, Aaron, our man Borland's putting out some stuff on there. So check out Borland's stuff, but not as much far as I found. Yeah, so listen, I'm excited to start doing this on Wednesdays. But listen, if you are someone in the chat making some stuff, let me know. I would love to. I just want to take in some more content, and I think that helps build the community when people are out there making some stuff. So with all of that being said, and me already telling you this is the first time we're doing it, I kind of wanted to do a walkthrough of how I'm going to be approaching All Day a little bit. And then you guys tell me if I'm being an idiot or how you've done it. Because I'll be honest, right? I bought a lot of packs early on. And yeah, I've got some moments, but I'm a Top Shot Maxi, and that's kind of where I've been hanging most of my L's right now in the rafters. But that's where I've been spending a lot of my time. So I'm excited to start messing around in the NFL All Day streets because we're only a couple months away from foosball, and I think it's going to be fun. So what we're going to do today, I'm kind of excited. Okay, hold on. Undrafted the network said, hey, man, we've been doing 4 to 5 AD videos a week. Let's go. That's great, Undrafted. Shout out Undrafted. 4 to 5 a week. That's repping. Chris said, is that a Scary Terry shirt? You damn right, baby. You damn right. Prospect Podcasters is the best content right now for All Day. Awesome. Alex, the NFL All Day is where I get most of my content. All right, so we've got a few people out there. That's good stuff. That's good stuff to see. This is what I thought we could do, though. So we know Own the Moment has announced Rumble, which is going to be a fantasy football product using your moments, right? So what I was thinking about doing, also Turf Talent getting shouted out. Okay, all right, baby. What I wanted to do is kind of go position by position and just browse. Right now, we don't have the information of like how the game's going to work. At least I don't think we do. We don't have the information about how the game is going to work, but we can kind of make some educated guesses. And again, obviously, before I start telling you what I'm eyeing and how I'm going to attack the marketplace, let's drop a little video. None of this is financial advice. Do what you love what you do. Something like that, right? All right, there we go. So now no lawsuits in these streets. So I'm going to share screen, and of course, official sponsor of all things Team Hold. We're going to go over to Own the Moment. I'm going to pop this up there. Let's go over here, and we're going to sort by position. So what I wanted to do is kind of start by quarterback and just go from low ask, and we're going to go top to bottom. Again, some of these are going to be rares and legendaries, right? So like it's impossible to like figure out, okay, like of course don't buy 50,000 or do not spend $50,000 to get a fantasy football player, right? Great question by Jump Shoot. Who is the PJ Washington of All Day? We need him now. That's what we're here to do today. We're here to decide that. But all I really wanted to do right now is kind of scroll down and like see if there's any weird, you know what actually we're going to do as well? I'm going to filter this a little bit by common because I'm not out here trying to spend the billions, right? Even though I know some of you guys out there are pumping your own bags being like, honestly, not financial advice. Start with the Josh Allen. Start with the Josh Allen rare. I own 7 of those. Actually, you know what? Let's do this first. This is what I think we can do as a community, right? We can learn from what our community experience has been in NBA Top Shot, okay? Do not pump your own bags. I think we can just start there, right? If we don't pump our own bags and we can have an objective approach to this, right? We don't need any of the I've noticed that the Kevin Durant 7,500 at one point was $900 and now it's $5. When is Top Shot going to fix the price on that moment, right? Let's not do that. NFL All Day, Zach, dude, listen, let's do it. Let's get you on the show. Baby. All right, let's go. All right, let's go back to this. We're going to sort it by the tier. We're just going to do the commons. All right, here we go. Everyone needs little LJ humping. That's true. If you are new to Team Hold, we are LJ humping. We do like our man, Lil Jor hump. So you can get that. All right, so let's start looking at this. I apologize if I fall behind on the chat, but I contrary to popular belief, I can't do two things at once. All right, here we go. So Tom Brady, the best quarterback of all time, wicked pop to be here, is at 235. I like that. That's like almost all the way in full circulation at 86, right? So Tom's going to be on the Bucks, right? I mean, I don't know. Do we still think that Tom, if we're again looking at this from a fantasy perspective, do we think Tommy still has the same ceiling fantasy wise? Do you know what I'm saying? Does Tom is older than me, and I've got a strong stance that I try not to play players older than me. Now, some new people in the chat right now are like, yeah, but you're fresh face, dude. You're probably 25. Wrong. 37. Watch the bags under the eyes. So just keep that in mind. So I don't know. How do we feel about Tommy? That's also an expensive buy to just play some fantasy. When you see Josh Allen right here at $102, that's as common out of 10K, right? That's only 42% in circulation, though, and only 8% of those in packs. So what does it mean, though? So Josh Allen, that's fun. Joey Burrows. So that's $80. Man, I love Joe Burrow. I think they're going to be chucking. They also beefed up their offensive line a little bit. So I like the idea. Like if you were going to make if this was like your expensive spend and you're like, okay, I want to make sure I have a good quarterback. Joe Burrows is kind of fun. I do like that a lot of bit. This is a huge football guy. Yeah, guys, look at the label. Huge football guy here. I want to, as I continue to go through the quarterbacks, I've got some thoughts. I would like some feedback from the chat. Where do we think this fantasy game is going to go? Like, what do we think this is going to look like? I imagine, right? I imagine that the way the game is constructed is they're going to find uses for all of these moments. So does that mean, does it withstand chances Mike buys all of these at higher price when the season starts? 100%. That's the big brain right there. We try to collect L's, Stan. Do we think, though, like, are they going to find ways to make those special teams moments matter? Okay, so JK's right here says, I think Rumble has to do an individual defensive player. Right. So are we thinking that? So, like, are we trying to target guys who are like, oh, he got 8 tackles that game, which makes it a little tricky. I mean, luckily, a lot of those are cheaper. Yeah, it has to include defense. That's a sticking point. But if we think they have to include defense, are we also including special teams? Do you think you're going to have to go get special teams players as well? People says, I assume DFS just with kickers and defensive players added. Will it essentially be moment ranks play, but for all day? So, Ryan, that was kind of my thought. But you know, in moment ranks and play moment ranks, we're just picking like 5 guys, right? 5 guys, great burger. But this time, I imagine we're looking at a couple of wide receivers, a couple of or maybe one tight end, a quarterback, a running back or 2, maybe a flex position on offense, and then we're doing defense, and then so you know what I'm saying? It's a little bit more. It's a little bit more involved. Orion said I'm looking at it more like a dynasty league with an individual defensive player. Smurf Diesel. Smurf Diesel, also underrated name right here. Multiple league types. So we're saying, maybe there's a couple of different ways to play the game. Now, now I'm getting ahead of myself. But if they rolled out like a season-long type thing that you could do with your hashtag communities, right? Maybe you're able to put together, say, I don't know, team hold. You do a team hold league where you have to submit your league each day, but then you also have a daily league where so week to week you have a thing with some prizes and stuff. Man, there could be some really fun stuff that you could do there. We people said he's going after interception debuts. Got to Taysom Hill for my flex needs. All right, let's go back to the quarterback stuff. Keep firing in your ideas, though, of what you're thinking about when it comes to like what this fantasy is going to look like. I imagine we got to get that information soon, too, right? I would think by the end of this month, we get a better feel for what that's going to look like. So there we go. Let's go back over here. So again, what did I stop off at? Joe Burrow. Dude, Mac Jones. We talked Mac Jones. $64. Listen, if you are buying into Skinny Mac, that would be kind of funny. Listen, as a Patriots fan, I know you where it was like, is he insufferable enough? And then I added the fact that I'm a Patriots fan to the mix. Um, I can't remember the last time the Patriots threw the ball down the field, and do they have anybody to throw? Does he have anyone to throw it to? So I don't know. But again, it like if you want to put like the type of moment you're collecting on top of a fantasy related purchase, I mean, it's his rookie, it's his debut, all 64 of them, right? Matthew Stafford. I honestly, I think this is I'm not a huge Matthew Stafford guy. I know he won the chip. I know he won the chip, but I'm not. I just don't. I don't know if he's still gonna. I don't know. He's got Cooper Cup. Honestly, you just go get Cooper Cup and you get most of the production from Matthew Stafford, right? You could just do it that way. You could just do it that way. JK said OTM said they will do beta during preseason games, so have to have news out by the end of the month. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Ooh, Andrew Mackin's in the chat. Huge football guy. Huge football guy. Yeah, anyways, people feel free to I might be wrong on the Stafford stuff. But again, if we're talking about fantasy stuff, I just think you can get most of that production from Cooper Cup. Then you got Russie Wilson with his new targets over in Denver with Cortland Sutton and co. Then we go to Zach Wilson, but then Patrick Mahomes. So this is kind of the funny thing. It's going to be so interesting too how the rarity comes into play with fantasy, and like, do you get extra points for having a debut? Is that like tiebreakers? Is serial numbers tiebreakers? I know OTM did that with their the Tournament of Champions. Is that what they called it? Their TOC game. So I feel like there's a lot of different ways they can go with that. But like just looking at that, right? You can get Patrick Mahomes, arguably the best fantasy play or fantasy quarterback there is, for like $29 right there. And then right below that, you got Jalen Hurts. Davis Mills stands. You think Houston's going to have a bounce back? Again, now Josh Allen down here at $28 common Josh Allen. You got Justin Herbert for 22, Kyler Murray for 26. Again, I know I was talking about Joe Burrow earlier, but now this is $17 for Joe. You got Dak. So I think what's kind of exciting, as I know people are very excited about the idea of fantasy football, is that you're not going to have to break the bank getting some of these really good plays, right? So being able to build a lineup with like what did we say it was? $17 Kyler Murray. Is that what it was? Oh no, $26 Kyler Murray. That feels nice, right? JK's, my wife bought me a rare Mahomes for her birthday this week with the expectation that tears will be a factor in Rumble. Okay, hold on, JK's. So you're telling me your wife already broke down what the fantasy is going to look like and then made the purchase based on that? Or did you submit that as a gift idea, JK's? Because I got to tell you, that's like serious leveling up. If your partner was already like doing the homework on what the fantasy game that has yet to be announced, like was speculating on fantasy. Before I continue to go, we need the answers to this, JK's. Before I continue down this path, I need a better understanding. Okay, you broke it down. Okay, you broke it down. There we go. Imagine having to choose between Geno Smith and Drew Lock. Dude, shout out the U.S. Open, who just a drive-by. A U.S. Open, not U.S. Open, Wimbledon, just a drive-by on Seattle quarterbacks. That was brutal. I think it was Wimbledon. What was the social media handle that just went after Seattle this weekend or last weekend? It was Wimbledon or the U.S. Open. I know Wimbledon's going on right now, but all right. We the People says they're going to burn moments before the season starts, so maybe circulation isn't really a factor. Okay. Okay. Shout out to all the NFL all day moms. Yeah, we're just shouting out moms, dude. Shout out anybody you want. Cousins, brothers, sisters, shout them all up. Any risk of these comments going to $5 by mid-season? Deep Thread, I don't know. I'm not you don't come here for financial advice. You come here for the opposite of financial advice, you know? I actually don't really know. I don't know what their plan is for rolling out more moments. I guess the concern would be, right, is that halfway through the season, we start getting more Patrick Mahomes moments, right? So I don't know. That's a great question, Deep Thread. All right, let's keep scrolling just in case there's anything ridiculous down here, like really, really too cheap. So Tua Tagovailoa is somebody who's, I don't know, it feels like real make or break if you're a Miami quarterback fan, where they like all the pieces are in place, right? So you're looking at Tyreek Hill, Gesicki, and Jalen Waddle. And if you're not able to come out there and produce, this might be the end for Tua. However, for $14 with that type of offense, who knows? 90s fans saying that's why I like badges. Badges should have utility. And Mac Daddy said could have contests for rare moments, only that are smaller field. Main event is any moment eligible. I like that stuff. That's pretty good. I enjoy that. Well done. Well done. Hi, Janie. This is pretty good. Mr. Under Thrakeable. How many tiers will impact? How will tiers impact fantasy? I have an iconic coop, so I'm hoping tiers matter. I got to tell you, I'm sure they're going to find ways to have tiers matter. Otherwise, we'll get into the situation kind of like what happened with Series 2 and Top Shot, where like all of these very common moments that are now $2 were like mistakenly going for like 15, not 15, but like 4 or 5 for a little while, right? So I imagine they do find a way to make that happen. And again, I can't stress this enough, guys and gals and people. We don't know what this is going to look like yet. So, two things. Don't go wild. You don't have to go wild because the rules might change, and you can't get mad at people if the rules were never announced and then you're like, you changed the rules. It's like, no, dude, you put expectations that you created in your own head and put that on a company. Okay. So don't get mad at anybody until we have the information. Second thing, I don't even remember what the second thing I was saying. So just one thing. It was just one important thing. All right, let's keep going. Anybody else here that we need to pay attention to? I know we talked about, like, if you're really bullish on Mac Jones, maybe you just go get this one out of 10K. I don't know. Carson Wentz, pass. Jimmy Garoppolo, all the way down here. Like, the first Jimmy moment we're seeing is at $9. That's interesting. Dante Culpepper. No, don't get Dante Culpepper. Again, Matthew Stafford at 7. Drew Lock, Scam Newton. I don't think he's on the team right now, right? Andy, the Red Rocket Dalton. All right. I think that's it for quarterback. I don't know if there's anything. The Tua and Dak kind of stood out. Those stood out a little bit, right? Courtside said there are currently no rules, so naturally I went wild already. That's fine. You just can't get mad at anybody. You can't get mad at anybody but yourself, courtside. Again, I can't stress enough too. Like, we're talking about this in relation to fantasy. So there's plenty of reasons to get some of these moments that aren't fantasy related too. If you're just like, that's my team. Yeah, there we go. As a Pats fan, it was a no-brainer. Yeah. So if that's your squad, I get it. Ryan too. I feel like Zach Wilson's getting a little bit of buzz. So that'll be good. And then Lamar likely in the final 2 drops. There we go. So we've got Lamar Jackson on the way. All right. I didn't really talk about Jalen Hurts too, but that's somebody, I think he's only got the cheapest one is $26. I know people are excited about his fantasy potential versus his being a good quarterback to be H. But let's take a peek at the running backs. We'll do the same thing. I'll probably pick up the pace a little bit since that seemed to take too long. Big Ticket said should be challenges every week based off the games too. So like a flash challenge type thing, right? So based on different parameters, that's going to be fun. Yeah, and DJ Local, maybe you get a boost from a team moment. Like, do you need a team moment to complete a lineup? That's interesting. All right, let's go back to the running backs. Elijah Mitchell, I know he's the most expensive common one right now at $44, and I don't even think he's the most exciting running back on the 49ers team right now. That seems to be like Shanahan's style. Like, let's just, whatever running back people are hyped up about, let's give it to somebody else. Javonte Williams. Dude, I love Javonte Williams. I think he's going to be awesome this year. And again, that offense sure is going to pass more than they did last year, but they're also going to score more. So that'll be fun. So I like Javonte Williams, Aaron Jones with no Devontae Adams. Like, if you go look at his numbers, this isn't like big brain stuff either. Everybody's already talked about this, right? But with no Devontae Adams, Aaron Jones, his numbers go through the roof, both in the passing game and in the rush game. Derrick Henry, is he still the hoss? Alvin Kamara, will he be in jail? Saquon Barkley's there. Maybe he's back. I've seen pictures with him with the shirt off recently. That's my favorite thing about NFL Twitter, by the way, is like every July, they're like, well, we could write an article or we could post a photo of AJ Dillon's quads, So like that the I like that they do that. Mike, why is Chubb's ADP so low in redraft right now? Dude, Zach, that's a good question. I was looking into that over the weekend because I saw people tweeting about that, being like, it was someone that was a little nuts that they were taking over. They were taking Chubb over, and I don't remember who it was. Do you think people are just really concerned about that they're really concerned about the Cleveland offense in general right now because you're going to be dealing with, I don't know, like who's going to be their quarterback? You know what I'm saying? Who is their quarterback at this point? So I think that might have something to do with it. Good question, though. Yeah, Browns are a dumpster fire. I know there was some like angry Browns energy in our Discord the other day. It got a little heated. I wasn't quite sure what was happening about that, but I guess I enjoy the passion. All right, here we go. I'm also, speaking of Discord, I'm going to share a link because I know we get a lot of noobs in the stream today. So feel free to join the old Team Hold Discord if you're not in there already. We've got some love for Top Shot all day, UFC Strike. Your one-stop spot for all Web3 sports. All right. DeAndre Swift is fun. You got Najee Harris right here, who, I don't know if we think the Pittsburgh offense is going to be better or worse without Big Ben's noodle arm this year. Austin Eckler at $14. That dude is a workhorse. And that is, as long as he stays healthy, that's going to be a fun offense. And I imagine Eckler's going to produce, and he can do it both. You could do it both in the air and on the ground. Also, good counterpoint here. You could argue that the lower quarterback play may only boost Chubb. Yeah, maybe. Is it going to be 3-and-out central over there in Cleveland, right? It's going to be like being a good running back for Seattle. I mean, I guess it's like a safe floor on a lot of that stuff. I just don't know how much upside it's going to be. All right, let's keep going. AP, we got AP over there. There's Chubb right there at $13. I mean, at 13, that's kind of fun. AJ Dillon, I think, is still going to have a solid season. But again, he's with Aaron Jones, but maybe Aaron Jones is used more as a I shouldn't say he's going to be used more as the passing down back. I guess both of them are going to be able to eat, is what I'm saying. Chuba Hubbard, I don't really care for. What else? We got CEH, $9. I mean, you're going to be on like a high-powered offense, right? Miles Sanders has got to be the first person ever to come out and say, hey, don't draft me. That was one of the best. He's like, and he was kind of doing it as politely as he could. He wasn't saying like the offense is whack. He was just like, don't draft me. That's not how we're doing things. Also, shout out TJ in the chat. A great point by Top Shot Talk. If you haven't liked the stream yet, what are you doing? Do you know what I'm saying? What are you doing? Oh, I think what day do we focus on the association NFT? Gosh darn it, Matt. I was about to honestly answer this being like, well, Wednesdays are NFL all day and Fridays are UFC strike day. And then you came in with a slam dunk. All right, we're going to move over to wide receiver now because honestly, I'm a 0 RB guy. So let's go over to the position. Hold on. I got to fix something real quick on my screen. Here we go. So let's go over to the wide receiver, which is a more fun position for me to scroll around. At least it is for me. I don't know if it is for you all. But all right, here we go. So starting at the top, Jamar Chase. Again, I mean, there's going to be so many articles on this too. But I like the idea if you're picking up Joe Burrow, right? You're also picking up then you can see a $24 Chase here. You're also picking up a Chase, right? Because you want to stack up those points. If you think Burrow's going to go off, get yourself some Chase and some Higgins. Justin Jefferson, maybe my favorite player in the league right now. That's his debut out of 10K, only 72% in circulation, but a $50 low ask. And then a big drop to Amari Cooper, who honestly, not interested in. Unless Deshaun Watson somehow is allowed to play. I don't see that happening. But he's on the Browns now. CeeDee Lamb should, I feel like, be way more expensive than that. His debut is 27, not way more expensive, but should be more expensive than Coop. I guess that has something to do with the fact that this is 46% circulation. This is 84%. But give me CeeDee Lamb. Michael Pittman Jr. with Matty Ice now. How do we feel about Matty Ice? Pass. God. I mean, listen, as a Boston guy, I know he's from Boston College. Go Eagles. But, man, tough scene. Again, Jamar Chase. DK Metcalf is going to be so interesting to see what he does this year because it's like, I mean, how good can your numbers be when it's Drew Lock season? DJ Moore there, $22, and Brandon Ayuk at $17 right there. Diggs at $17. Again, if you've got a Josh Allen, get yourself some Diggs. Devonta Smith is going to be fun, man. That offense feels like it has real room to run if Jalen Hurts can be just better than like the fantasy rushing gold quarterback. You know what I mean? So I'm really excited to see what that offense does. I do like Devonta Smith. I do like to. He's like my. I got him in a couple of dynasty leagues that I really like him in that. Jalen Waddle is going to be interesting. Like I think he kind of plays all over the field, and if you assume Tyreek is going to help stretch the field for Miami, and take a lot of the defensive attention away, then maybe Waddle's able to just stay in the middle and just hit bink, bink, bink. And if it's a PPR league, all of a sudden Waddle is like a 40-point a week guy. So I like that. Amon-Ra St. Brown, excited with a high ceiling. Okay. Is this a plug? Is this an NFL All Day plug since he was giving away tickets or something? I forget what that giveaway was, but that was cool. Jerry Jeudy, who his numbers have been he battled some injury, but then also battled like an emotional injury with the quarterback play that he had. But now he's got Russ, so Jerry Jeudy seems fun. Cordarrelle Patterson, who will rush for touchdowns, catch touchdowns, punt touchdowns, kick touchdowns. Gabe Davis, who is like hashtag trending on Twitter because every fantasy football tout has to have a take. Julio Jones, who it feels like his time has passed. Chris Carter, Tyreek Hill right there. $13 for a Tyreek. Cedric Wilson, Keenan Allen, man. Keenan Allen's a machine. Marquise Stonehands Brown, who now with Kyler Murray. This is kind of a fun, cheap stack, though, if you're going Kyler Murray and what's his name? Oh my gosh. Marquise Brown. There we go. Yeah, I'm with you. Lots of good value in that 10 to 15 range. JK said McCole Hardman, $4 common, supposed to move into the Tyreek role. Will be interesting to see if he makes a jump as a starter. Listen, I have been down the McCole Hardman path, okay? I have done that. I can't tell you how many times I've locked him in to fantasy football goodness on DraftKings on a Sunday morning and then have cursed the Lord with frustrations. All right, let's keep moving. Darnell Mooney. Listen, Justin Fields to Darnell Mooney. Is it? Could it be true? AJ Brown again at $11. Man, again, like that Philly offense of Hurts, Smith, Brown. Do they still have who's the other guy? Oh my gosh. Somebody tell me the other guy's name. Who's that third receiver? Also a young guy. I'm blanking on his name. Somebody will tell me in the chat. Robert Woods, who is coming off injury, and then Deebo Samuel, Chase Claypool. There's a lot of value down here. I mean, Chase Claypool out there saying he's the best wide receiver of all time. Deebo Samuel, I mean, for $10, he's going to be one of the best fantasy producers out there as long as he's playing. Josh Palmer, this is a fun one. $10. It's also all the badges. Terry McLaurin at $9. He just got paid. And then again, Cooper Kupp. You can take all of the offense of the Rams with just a little Cooper Kupp, you know? Christian Kirk, who just got paid a shit ton. T. Higgins, who we talked about. Again, you get Diggs down for $8. I mean, there's a lot. Again, if we're just looking at this for fantasy purposes, Devontae Parker, you want to pair him up with Mac Jones, kid? That's only $8. So there's a lot of stuff you could do. No, it wasn't Quez Watkins. It wasn't Quez Watkins, guys. It was, come on. Quez Watkins. No, it was, really nobody knew this. Nobody knew the guy maybe he's not on the Eagles anymore. I'm looking this up in real time. Wide receiver depth chart. Who am I thinking of? Because this is going to drive me nuts. Jalen Reagor. See, you're right. He's still on the Eagles, right? Jalen Reagor was the guy that I was talking about. Anyways, thank you. We got there, baby. We got there. All right. Let's go over to the tight ends now. I think that's going to be the last fun one to look at. And then I don't know if I'm going to go over all the defensive plays today. I think I'm going to save that. But let's look at tight end a little bit. And then we'll talk big picture a little bit more. And then I wanted to dive into some of the NBA stuff just from yesterday, just because I thought there was some good information that was shared. I want to talk about Vegas too. If you guys are going out to Vegas for Summer League, we're going to do that. But let's dive in to the tight ends. Also, hey, listen, if you're new here, I just want to tell you guys, we do this show every morning at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. Eastern. We've got the morning marketplace. We'll be doing it we're talking basketball on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. We're talking football on Wednesday, and then UFC on Friday. I also, as we get closer to the football season, we'll add on another football show. And we're going to be doing that a little bit more. We got a doggo sighting. Is he going to pop up? Nope, he's right behind me. Wow, he just came to say hi. Martin says Janie lured me into the all-day episode. No, don't worry. We'll publicize it when Janie's coming on. That was just very nice for Janie to share that information that the show is happening, so I appreciate it. But yeah, we're going to be doing another football show as we get closer. We're also, I think we're, I don't want to announce anything too serious, but John Jackson and I are going to partner up, I think, for a little Sunday morning show. We're also going to be doing some playback stuff as the season starts where we get to watch the game together on like a live stream and not get arrested for it. So there we go. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, what else do we have? Let's get back into the tight end season. If you guys have any other questions, to fire them in to the chat. All right, here we go. I need to fix this. Why can't? Okay, there we go. So let's do tight end. See what we got here. We'll start here at the top. Gronk, who is retired. So the most expensive one, no longer here. Although, I don't know, a lot of speculation that Gronk's going to sneak back in around week 8 or week 9 so he can skip off-season OTAs, just kind of be in great shape for the playoff run. Noah Fant, I think, is going to be no, I'm sorry, Noah Fant. I saw the Broncos logo, but he gone. Let's keep moving. Kyle Pitts, man, he's like the number 1 receiver now on the team, with Calvin Ridley taking a little suspension season. Julio Jones still not with the Falcons. And then you got Travis Kelce, who obviously is a workhorse, but I do wonder if, does Travis Kelce finally start to dip a little bit? Probably not. But I'm wondering, like, he's starting to get up there. He's been doing it for a while. Mark Andrews with Lamar seems to be pretty consistent, but man, Darren Waller at $10. I imagine. So one of the issues that Darren Waller would run into is teams would bracket him a little bit because he clearly was the top offensive player. And then you would see Hunter Renfrow just absolutely cook, right? Well, now you throw Devontae Adams in there. You can't really double Waller like you once did because Devontae's going to be all over the field just cooking with Derek Carr. So, I mean, for $10 for Darren Waller, you imagine he's just going to eat, right? Then you got Kyle Rudolph, which Brock Wright, what are we doing? Pat Freiermuth. I think he's a fun one for $7. He had a really good rookie season. And again, I can't imagine it's worse without Ben. You know what I'm saying? And then what else do we have? Dawson Knox, sign him up with our friends over at Josh Allen. Hunter Henry, again, if you're doing that cheap Patriots stack. George Kittle for $5. I mean, good Lord. George Kittle's an easy play. Albert O. He is the new starting tight end, right, with Noah Fant gone. So Russell historically doesn't smash with the tight end, but he also historically has had garbage tight ends. So who knows? Tyler Higbee, $4. I don't know. And that's kind of it, right? That's kind of it. Yeah, I mean, the Darren Waller, George Kittle, like all of those. I mean, the nice thing about tight end is you can just find ways to make that work, right? There's a lot of cheap ways to get in there. So I think that won't be so bad. That won't be so bad. You can kind of like mix and match based on matchups. But I think what's going to be really fun is once we get the announcement of what this fantasy game is going to look like, having ways to like see how the market reacts. One of the cool things that I think when NBA Top Shot is at its finest, right, is when somebody has a good game on Tuesday and then we come onto the show on Wednesday and we see people flying up, right? Because people are reacting to actually what's happening in the games. And I mean, honestly, that's why this show started. We started the morning marketplace to see how things would react the next day. And for a long time, nothing happened. And then all of a sudden, bang, we started to see movement based on player performance. Now there's other reasons that's not happening as consistently now as it, there's more like marketplace ecosystem things that are, that are slowing that thing down. But I will be excited to see like when this game is announced and people pop off for fantasy purposes, both like speculatively and then also after the fact. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what that's going to look like. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And to me, that's how like long-term, that's how this works, right? We saw it with UFC Strike too, where before big fights, some moments would move, and then after the fight, they'd move based on how they did. And to me, as like a newer person in the I guess I'm not anymore because it's been a year and like this is in dog years. But as I was new to Web3, NBA Top Shot was my introduction to this stuff. That is what spoke to me the most, where it's like, oh, I think this guy is much better than the rest of the market thinks. So like we can get these dudes now, and or even in the WNBA, we're seeing that too. You can get these players now before they pop. And to me, that's where we're like all this cooks and we get to have the most fun. Anyway, so yeah, hey guys, we did it. The first NFL All Day show, huh? Crushed. So we're listen, stay, because we're still going to be talking about stuff. We get 20 more minutes. And I'm happy to continue to talk about NFL All Day. So if you guys have specific questions about stuff, fire them into the chat. And again, I'm going to share a link to the Discord too. Join the Discord and ping me, guys. If you are making NFL All Day content, I'd love to see more stuff. I want to see more stuff because, again, I think it's just good for the overall ecosystem. So send that my way because I'd like to take a peek. All right. I wanted to last night, Janie, who's in the chat, thank you for being here, Janie. Went into the VIP Discord that I mistakenly said 9 Lives Lounge, and then everybody was like, bro, wrong. Also, Jonathan got here late. Can you repeat what you just said? We're going to do a mental health check because of that. All right. Hey man, I noticed that some of my Series 2 moments, I spent a lot of money on them and it's not worth as much. So, Jacob, can you make it worth more? Love a good mental health check. For those of you that are new, are confused, I can see our numbers dwindling immediately. All right, let's take a look at what the First Mint. Shout out the First Mint who shared a bunch of stuff yesterday to recap the convo. Shout out our man LG, our Canadian bacon friend. All right, let me pull this up. Here we go. So I'm just gonna bang this out right now because this was a lot of fun. Here we go. So here's some alpha, and Janie's here, so she can just tell us. Like, no, dude, that's not what I said. Top Shot will be spending between 35 and 60 milli on user acquisition in Series 4. That's a big increase from Series 3. Does not include retention rakebacks, which I'm sure everyone had like a Google alert set for that. Saw it was tweeted out, DM'd their friends, been like, can you believe it? Hashtag rakebacks back. The roadmap will be finalized this week, which is exciting. Supply reduction, which I know they had like mentioned a little bit. Collabs would rather spend money on player and announcer collabs, wants to test fashion. I know a lot of people have been hyped about this. I know our friend AJB, also not a big fan of Quavo. Can we talk about that for a second? The reason I thought this was funny is, again, we've talked about this so we went to NFT NYC last year. We went to the event that NBA Top Shot held, and I went with the 89 Cavs, who are Justin Catchins and Steve Genty. And one of my favorite episodes of all time is our first show after that. And Steve and Justin were like, I've never seen a performer rap with their hands in their pockets. And it was just talked about a mailed-in performance, which, again, listen, get your checks, collect your checks. But I totally understand the Quavo comment here. Let's keep moving. Top Shot Currencies does not like the multi-currency approach. Trade tickets, TSS, CS want a more clear system. I think we would all appreciate that, right? That we want it to be as easy as possible to understand, right? Because if you're bringing on new people and they have to, figure out 19 different ways to collect just to be able to qualify for stuff, and then the rules are confusing, and then that leads to people being like, "Why did I get rugged?" So I think that's important. Almost used trade tickets for the Top Shot convention, but was not approved. That actually would love to talk about that for a second, because every time the Series 1 drop happens, and I was like, maybe 350 trade tickets is too many for this pack. And the only pushback I get to that was like, well, what else am I going to use the tickets for? Got to use them by collecting these tickets. So what do you want me to do? And this is what I was saying. Like, just because it's not available yet doesn't mean they're not going to have more uses for trade tickets in the future, right? They didn't just come up with trade tickets so they could get rid of the Series 1 packs. There's going to be more usages of these. We've seen it with the blended packs. We know these Holo MGLE blended packs are coming. And now that was a little drop in the bucket of saying like, hey, we also might use trade tickets for big ass events. I think that's very exciting. So hold your freaking tickets. But anyways, I kind of like that. I think that's exciting. That's exciting. Let's keep it moving. Set rewards pushing on some things to pushing on adding some things to set rewards beyond what Jacob mentioned. So does that mean more extrinsic awards? Users that we lost is confident most of them can be brought back. Some left because they expected things that can't be delivered and are not a part of the core product. And then with beta, can't happen until a few things, the transactional mobile app being one of them. And listen, we all want the app. It makes sense. It makes sense. Also, no, I don't want to do the beta conversation. Who cares? I just it doesn't really matter to me if it's in beta or not right now. LG didn't know who Quavo was. That's okay, guys. That's okay. You don't have to know who Quavo was to understand basketball NFTs. It's just really. Anyways, still need to know what other trade ticket uses might be able to weigh options. Yeah, I agree with that too, Rad Dad. I think that's important to get that info out as soon as they come up with some ideas. But clearly, right, and we've talked about the Top Shot convention or lack thereof at nauseum probably over here, so people are shut up about it. But I agree. I'm clearly there's a lot of red tape for a lot of this stuff, and I'm sure everything has to get approved by Mr. Kermit the Frog, Adam Silver himself. And I get it. I get that it's probably frustrating to come up with these ideas that you can't roll out, but I do agree, right? We can't, we need to know what that's going to look like. So hopefully stuff like that gets approved soon, whether it's for actual NBA tickets, whether it's for different kinds of merch, more in real life events, stuff like that, right? Stuff like that. Breakfast cereals just came into Dunk. Can we use trade tickets to buy Team Hold merch? When merch? Hashtag when merch. Yeah, anyway, I know when merch. I know, guys. I'm trying. All right. It's hard to go live every day and also have merch. Let's go back to this. Let's go back to the tweets. The burning supply. Janie wants to burn all Platinum Ice moments. Okay. That's exciting. I kind of know that Platinum Ice exists, but there's not a lot of conversation around it. The only thing that I see is when Live Token tweets out hey, these were minted. And then needs internal alignment first. That's all we got now. Take it as you will, folks. Note it was in the VIP chat, not the 9 Lives Lounge. There you go. So I screwed that up as well. Honestly, I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. And I know everyone's guys, the parents are in the room because they're in the chat. But be honest, I thought that was mostly really good information. And I enjoy that, even though that communication was for the VIPs first and then was sprinkled out. But that's fine. That's what you get for being in a VIP. That's going to happen sometimes. And it's not like they had an advantage by getting that information 13 minutes before we did. So I thought that was I overall was really excited to just see that information. And I'm in a couple of DM threads too. And I think we've been kind of programmed both fairly and unfairly that anytime any sort of information drops, you're grab your pitchforks, time to burn. And we were kind of hey guys, I think this is pretty good. So I thought that's exciting. I thought that was exciting to get that stuff, that information. And listen, it's the beginning. It's the beginning of this stuff. I think there's still a long way to go with burning. The trade tickets thing, I think will go a long way. So I'm excited. But yeah, if anybody else has any questions, fire them into the chat right now, right? Let them know so we can talk about that. But I think overall that was pretty good. Luis with Natty Ice over Platty Ice. Honestly, that's one of those what's that? Congruent. Maybe those are the same. Shout out to the VIPs for asking you questions. We don't need to shout out the VIPs, man. They're already VIP. You know what I'm saying? All good stuff. Hoping the trade tickets for merch that Rohan mentioned is still in the pipeline. And then Janie with the answers. You guys don't even need me. Janie can just do answers right there. Merch is easier to roll out if it doesn't have the Top Shot NBA logo. And that's what I was saying earlier, right? that. I think there's just a lot of red tape. Everybody has to approve everything before anything can happen. So I think that makes sense why it moves slowly. And I can even attest to in planning this event, which seamless transition, people, where the Vegas event, which I'm actually going to share this tweet live, just so you can all see what I'm talking about in case anyone's seen it for the first time. But we are going to be in Vegas for NBA Summer League starting. I'm going to be out there Wednesday, but for the weekend, we're locked in for the Vegas show. Join us next Friday night for an action-packed event. So we're going to be doing a live show with John Jackson, TST, and Jeb from Shot Tank, and then also the Team Hold boys, myself, Dustin, and Greg are going to be there. We're going to see some team captains. We got pack breaks. We got some special guests, some giveaways. A lot of fun stuff is going to be happening. I'm very excited about this. I want to thank Top Shot too, because as you can see right there, sponsored by Top Shot. After the nonsense around Summer League and the announcements and stuff like that, were very helpful in financially making this happen. Although I got to keep refreshing my Dapper balance to see if they were helpful. Otherwise, I'm canceling the band for the wedding. But I think that's going to be, I'm really excited for this event, and I hope you guys can all make it. I'm going to share the RSVP link. So if you are going and you're seeing this for the first time, make sure you RSVP, just because we're going to be capped out at 200. Okay. Which is insane. The fact that 200 people would come to a live show. I think that's going to be, I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And then we're excited to do all the other stuff. Top Shot event equals open bar. So Luis, this is what I'm going to say. If 200 people show up, it's not going to be like full open bar. I don't think. I think it's hard to get anyone to sign off on like a $8,000 open bar package. However, there's going to be some free drinks involved. It might just not be 5 hours of chaos. But then on Saturday, Team Hold's going to be doing a meetup as well over at Beer Park at the Paris Casino. So we're really excited. Excuse me. Will any of the Top Shot peeps hang out? That was a big highlight of my trip last time. That was great, right? To meet them in real time. Yeah, I believe we're going to, I think at that event on Friday night, we'll have people there. Oh my God. So I think we have over 550 now for Summer League. Ooh, wow. Okay. Well, so listen, RSVP, because so we've promoted it. Team Hold, the Shot Tank boys have promoted the show, but I have it on pretty good authority that Top Shot's probably going to send out a ping today. So just RSVP now, because once it fills up, it fills up. Getty asked what games are Team Hold attending. So we're going to plan on going Saturday during the day before our event. I'm also going to be there on Wednesday. I'm getting in Wednesday, and Wednesday or Thursday, I'm going to try to go to some games. I'm actually getting in Wednesday midday, so I'm not going to games on Wednesday, but Thursday I'd like to go to some games. Yeah, but it's going to be, I'm really excited about it. Summer League is going to be a really good time. Veronica said for our wedding, we bought all the liquor in advance and just paid the bartenders hourly. Listen, if we could get rid of the open bar for our wedding, I think it would be a free wedding. It's so expensive. But I hated the idea of making people travel and then they'd have to buy beer. But yeah, with the venue that we're using, we have to use the venues. Usually if you rent out a venue, they don't love the idea of you bringing in your own alcohol. So we're using the venue stuff. But now we're getting into the nuts and bolts. And there you go. Janie said we're going to games on Thursday. Let's do it. Let's do it. And updates on possible discount codes for Summer League tickets. That question definitely can't be for me. So there's no way I don't know. Hashtag hold. Just no hashtag hold. See if you do it. See if you get one. Get married at Beer Park. No, Kelsey's not going to be there this summer, which is sad. I know a lot of you got to meet Kelsey last year. She's actually going on her bachelorette party tomorrow, which is exciting for her. But then is working the following week. She couldn't take 2 weeks off in a row. Paul said, should I RSVP if there's a 0.01 chance of convincing my wife to leave the kids and go to Vegas last minute? Don't, Paul. I like the, I like the hope, Paul, but I don't think I don't think so. All right. I have to play a video right now because I'm going to cough in a second. So what about, let's do a video. Let's Tyler Hero. Good stuff, dude. I feel like we haven't seen the Tyler Hero one in a while. Did you see Tyler Hero tweeting this week? I think he's a little nervous. I think he's a little nervous. He's about to get traded. I always love when like stuff's going on and someone tweets out like family is everything, family over everything. Him and Vin Diesel. And we could talk about this for just a hot second. I love that Twitter has been, there's like two camps of Twitter after Summer League games where it's either like this player is the best of all time if you're already a fan, or they go the other way and they're actually like, it's Summer League, dude. He's playing high school kids. Relax. Because Chet Holmgren went off last night. It was a lot of fun, and so is Keegan Murray. Keegan Murray's been awesome. But yeah, man, it's so fun. The summer league gets me so hyped just seeing some of these rookies. It's exciting. There was another question too. Oh, will the show be live streamed? So Eagle Club, that's a great question that I've been getting quite a bit for the Friday night live show in Vegas next week. I would love to live stream it, but here's the thing. I've seen a lot of live streams where the audio sucks, and I don't want to do a live stream if the audio is bad. So I'll test some stuff out, and if we can swing it, we'll do it. I can tell you we'll record it, and we'll like share some clippable stuff both on socials and on our YouTube and stuff. But I don't want to force a live stream if the audio and video sucks. I know like Underdog has done some stuff with like Club Top Shot and some other, like I did Top Shot Tony at a Club Top Shot show. And it was so fun live, and I it was cool that they were able to live stream it. But then the chat is just like, anyways, the audio is terrible, man. Also, this is great. My favorite Steve Hold video is the one where Mike shares my Twitter DM. Touche, Janie, touche. I wanted to share. I feel like we need to do all the mental health checks, but I honestly don't. I don't know if we should do all the mental health checks. We'll save that for a rainy day. Yeah, we get Jabari versus Paulo on Thursday. That's gonna be good. Listen, we're gonna wrap there. Thank you everyone who showed up from the NFL All Day community. I think that was a lot of fun. I'm excited to do that every Wednesday moving forward. We also have, I don't have the date confirmed, but the GM over at NFL All Day, Mr. Dave Feldman, is going to be joining us sometime in the next couple of weeks, which is exciting. So I'm excited to just continue to dive into some of the other Dapper sports products, both All Day and UFC Strike. And then we will continue to cook with NBA Top Shot. That's going to be our bread and butter. We also are going to be having some fun stuff. Our happy hour every Friday at 3:00 is going to be a good time. And look at our man Fenny in here with the birthday wishes, baby. Happy birthday, Fenny. I hope Fenny just has a great day. Here we go. Janie says, I think we're supporting some team hold stuff at Summer League. So whatever we can do. Yeah, you absolutely are. Yeah, again, it honestly, this isn't really about Top Shot with the live stream. It's got way more to do with the venue itself. It's more about the venue itself. So we'd like to live stream it. I'll test it when we get there. I'm bringing my camera. We'll have some stuff ready to go. But it more has to do with the fact that it's got to be good. I don't want to share bad audio. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's going to just yell if we do that. All right. We're going to call it there. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for being engaging and fun today. Janie, thank you for being here and tweeting it out, but also answering so many questions throughout, because I think that was good. What I was going to say something else. Oh, yeah. If you were here yesterday, I poorly advertised the No Dunk stream that happens at 10 o'clock. And then I was informed by No Dunks live in the chat that they didn't have a show. But guess what? They do have a show today. So if you're done here, go over to No Dunks, check them out as they talk about all the basketball we didn't talk about today. I hope everybody has a good day. Join the Discord, hug your family. We see you tomorrow. We out.
Well, the Top Shot streets are